If you're watching this, there's a high chance you're not just curious about sleep, you're actually struggling with it. And you've had nights that you were exhausted, but your brain just won't switch off. You've tried things like maybe new routines, maybe supplements, maybe going to bed earlier, and it kind of works maybe one night, maybe two, and then you're right back where you started. And that's the part no one tells you. Sleep is not fixed in just a few days. Sleep is retrained over time. And if you don't treat it like that, your brain won't change, because your brain learned to stay awake. It learned patterns over months, sometimes years. So expecting it to reset overnight is exactly that keeps you stuck. So the real shift is this. You don't try to sleep. You commit to retrain your brain for at least the next 6 months. Yes, you heard me right, 6 months. But consistent, because without consistency, there is no signal strong enough for your brain to change. And here's the good news. Once your brain learns a new pattern, it becomes automatic. And that's when sleep feels easy again. And today I want to share how to fix your terrible sleep. I've done it, my terrible sleep that I had for years, using 10 habits to retrain your brain over time. Welcome, I'm Heike Fallon. I'm the founder of Expand Health and the creator of a NeuroHP method, and I combine neuroscience, sports therapy, and personal performance coaching to help leaders, athletes, active people like you optimizing their health and personal performance for longevity. For over 30 years, I've studied the brain and the body and their connections, and I love what I do, so here I share more. But before we go into it, grab my free PDF guide, and there's a link down below in the description, so check it out. Now, first let's zoom out a little bit first, because if you don't understand this next piece, none of the habits will stick. Sleep is a brain state, not a bedtime event. Your brain moves through different wave patterns, high frequency alert states during the day, and slower, more synchronized states at night. And if your brain never fully transitions, you stay stuck in alert mode. And this is where most people really get it wrong. They try to kind of hack sleep at night instead of shaping the brain states throughout the day. So now, I'll share 10 habits, but keep that absolutely in mind, because if you don't understand that this is not just a night event, it's an all-day, 24-hour cycle event. And in order for the habits to work, you need to actually understand it's not just the nighttime. So let's go into habit number 1. Habit number 1 is locking in your sleep window. And this is non-negotiable for anyone who really truly struggles with sleep. The same bedtime, the same wake time every day, even weekends, is what you need to do. I know that sounds no fun, and it's not, but it's necessary. I can attest to it. I tried all kinds of habits before trying to fix my sleep, and it wasn't actually making big changes until I really committed to sleep and went ahead and really focused on a consistent sleep schedule. Now, the good news is, you don't have to do that for the rest of your life. Just really do it for 3 to 6 months consistently. And once your system learns to be better, that's when you want to change it, and you can change it up again. So why is that so important? Well, your brain runs on rhythm, so not on tension. So if your timing keeps changing, your internal clock never stabilizes. And without stability, sleep becomes unpredictable. And I have to admit, again, this was one of the hardest shifts for me, because it requires you to prioritize sleep, not just awareness. And here's the truth. If sleep is not your priority in your life, your brain will treat it as optional. And so pick a window, protect it. It doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning, but consistently. I did this again for 6 months, and this is what got me back on track. So, next habit, anchor your day with light. Absolutely start your morning with daylight. Your brain needs strong signals to start the day. That signal is light. Natural light early in the day sets the entire rhythm, and it tells your brain it's morning, which then starts to count down to night. Without this, your melatonin release gets delayed, which means you don't feel sleepy when you should. So within the first 30 minutes ideally of waking, get outside. 5 to 10 minutes makes a huge difference. And this is not optional if you want real change. If it's overcast, make it a little longer, but get daylight in the morning. Habit number 3, control evening light exposure. Now we go to kind of the other side, right? The night. Light at night confuses the brain, especially blue enriched light, which is from the computer and all the screens, right? It tells your system, stay awake. So start dimming your lights, reduce the overhead lighting, use warmer tones, or even red light actually in the evening. Red light has a minimal impact on melatonin, so which allows your brain to naturally shift into sleep mode. This alone can dramatically improve sleep onset. So I definitely started not having the overhead lights. That worked for me very well. Habit number 4, create the wind down transition. So you cannot just go from full speed to full shutdown. Your brain needs a bridge. And that transition phase, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed, you reduce inputs, reduce decisions, reduce stimulation, because cognitive load keeps your brain active. And if your brain is still solving problems, it won't let you sleep. Habit number 5, stop nighttime wake-ups with phones or any other screen time. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, please do not check your phone. You're training your brain to do that, and then it will wake up because it predicts it already. So if you start in the middle of the night already being on the phone, you're thinking and you're training your brain to do that. And so instead, kind of think more natural response. Like kind of when you wake up, instead of thinking a lot, pay attention to your breathing rhythm, create that new pattern of just having the awareness, don't be upset, no judgment, and do more like a regulating exercise, like a breathing awareness exercise, and just calm down. But definitely do not hit the screens and do not scroll on the phone, because you're training your brain, and that gets it much, much harder to get out of that loop and create new patterns. Habit number 6 is regulate your nervous system throughout the day. So one, for example, you can do is peripheral vision while walking. So you can go on a walk, or if you're just walking to a meeting and you're walking around a hallway, just soften your gaze and notice the edge of your vision. So your peripheral vision, the sides, that's the periphery. So let your awareness expand. What this does, it shifts the brain from that narrow focus to a broader awareness. And that really goes from threat detection to environmental safety. And that shift supports downregulation. And this is especially powerful in the evening. So you can always try this also when you wake up in the middle of the night, right? You can also work on just kind of looking at the ceiling, but being aware of your surroundings. So great exercise for during the day, or again, if you wake up in the middle of the night. Habit number 7, support your body's cooling process. Sleep requires a drop in core temperature. So avoid the late intense workouts. Hot environments aren't very beneficial before bedtime. Instead, allow your body to cool naturally. And you can actually support that a little bit by, for example, putting socks on if you have cold feet, or a heating pad or something on your feet, because that pulls the blood flow towards your feet and helps cool your core faster. So that's a little trick, give it a try. But the key is your body temperature needs to cool down, and that's why it's so important to have a bedroom temperature at 68 Fahrenheit or maybe less, not too cold, depends on individual people. And also your bedding matters in that case. So check that out and give that a try. Habit number 8, reduce that late day stimulation. And it's not just the screens, it's everything, right? That activates your brain. And it depends on the person, right? But work, emails, difficult conversations, decision making. So create boundaries. Last part of your day should be low demand because your brain needs space to shift into the state. If you do too much that's too demanding, too much stimulus, it will transition into your sleep and you will not get the sleep that you want. Habit number 9, personalize everything is critical. This is no one size fits all sleep solution. Your brain is unique, so you need to test and observe, right? What helps your system downregulate? I don't know. More likely some breathing exercises. It could be some stretching exercises. Could be going for a walk. For some it's medication. For others it's really movement. And for others, it might be a scent, like an essential oil. And specific environments matter, right? That's why sometimes the first night in the hotel is difficult. Sound matters. So key is you're not looking for a trend. You're not looking for anything what everybody else is doing. You're looking for your brain response. And this is where you become the observer of your system. And you need to pay attention to that because there is no one size fits all. And here we go with the last habit, number 10, most important, should be really, I guess, number 1, if you order them, put them in order, commit to long enough change. This might be the most important. And you don't do this for a few days, you commit for months. Like I said, 6 months ideally, because your brain needs repetition to rewire. Neuroplasticity requires consistency, not just intensity. So give it at least 3 months, but really ideally 6 months of steady input. And then you'll see real change happening. Now let's add one more exercise that integrates your brain and your body. What I'd like you to do is lie on your back, the feet on the ground, the knees are bent, and slowly roll your knees side to side. Very small range. Add slow breathing, nothing forced, just natural. This creates gentle vestibular input through head stability and body movement combined with low effort. So your brain reads safe, controlled, predictable. And that's what we want to calm down because we want to be not in a fight and flight mode. And that supports really the transition into sleep state. Last little side note, my sleep is affected by what I eat for dinner due to my gut function. So if you do have gut issues, you need to really create habits around that as well. It can have a tremendous impact on your sleep. That's it for today. So the most important thing I can leave you with today is that sleep is not optional. It's not a reward you earn after a productive day. It's not something you fit in if there's time left maybe. It's one of the most important biological processes your body has, your brain needs, because every night your brain cleans, right? It's repairing, it's organizing, processing, and recovering. And when sleep starts to suffer, as you may know, everything starts to suffer. Your energy, your focus, your mood, recovery, decision making, and your ability to handle stress, even your ability to perform well. And it may even affect your relationships. Yet so many people keep treating sleep like it's negotiable. They'll protect their meetings, they protect their work schedule, they protect their commitments, but they won't protect their sleep. And then they wonder why they feel exhausted, why they feel older, why recovery takes longer, why everything feels harder. The reality is you cannot build great health on top of poor sleep. You cannot build high performance on top of poor sleep. And you certainly cannot build longevity on top of poor sleep, because longevity isn't just about living longer. It's about maintaining the energy, the clarity, the resilience, and the capacity to enjoy life. And sleep is one of the foundations that makes all of that possible. So don't watch this video and commit just to like one day and one night. Don't watch this video, commit to 3 days. Make a decision, decide that sleep is important enough to prioritize it, important enough to protect it, important enough to work constantly for the next 3 to 6 months, because that's how lasting change happens, not through just intensity or through shortcuts, not through the newest trend that's out there, through consistent signals repeated long enough for your brain to trust them. And when that happens, sleep stops becoming something you chase and starts becoming something that kind of naturally supports your health, your performance, and your future. Don't forget to share this video with anyone you think may benefit from this. I'm constantly uploading new videos to the topics, different topics, brain-based approach, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss them. I'm Heike Fallon, and I hope you'll start investing into your sleep today. Your future self will thank you. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.